Hello everybody, how's it going? Our lesson today about array with functions. In this lesson we will learn how to use the array with functions, and we take in the previous lesson the arrays, and we say the arrays help us. Instead we define, for example, 5 data type with 5 variables to store just 5 values inside these variables. We can create an array and we name it, for example, x of 5, and we store these 5 values by using arrays. And why we need to know how to use array with functions? Because our programming, it relies so much on functions and structures and enum and procedures. For that they name it procedure programming and function programming and OOP, object-oriented programming, that we'll take it in future after we understand the functions programming and structure programming. So good, we know how to use them, build project on them, we know the most basic, and solve some problems together, write some algorithms. After that we will jump and we will know what is the OOP. Plus, as we said before, function programming and structure programming and procedure and function, they help us to organize our code. So good, just if I want to read data from the user through the console screen, I will create or build a procedure just to read data. Doesn't do anything. So I will put all my focus and my power to how create a procedure or function just to read data. And if I want to display data on console screen or print data, I will focus also how to build or create a procedure or function to display data. And as we said also, the procedure doesn't return any value. We always use it to read data and store data inside variables. And after that, if you want also display data, we use procedure, and the functions we use it for logic, for math. If you want to sum two numbers, divide two numbers, return some value, we use the function. But now let us focus on functional programming and procedure programming, structure programming, and these paradigms. So let's go to see how we can use array with functions. Let's code on Visual Studio. All right, this is our code. We have here in the beginning hashtag include a stream using namespace td, and we have two procedures. First one, read array data. This procedure just will read data, all right, and the second one, print array data. Let's start with the first procedure and open and see what's inside it. Okay, in the first procedure, we create procedure, we name it read array data, and we create an array, we put it as a parameters between the two brackets of the procedures read array data x of 3, because we want to collect 3 values. So after that, we display this question, please enter number 1, cn x of 0. X of 0 is the first spot in the array because we have array of 3. So x of 0, the first spot, the first value to be stored in this place, x of 0. 0 is the first spot of the first value, and same with the second line of code. Please enter number 2, x of 1 for the second value. Please enter number 3, x of 2 for the third value. This is the procedure, just read data. As we said, the programming, function programming, procedure programming, structure programming, we should to focus how to use them in a proper way, how to spread our code. What we did now, we just create a procedure just to read data. Now, if you want to print this data that we collected from this through the console screen, we will create another procedure like the previous lessons. We will use the array as a parameter here, integer x of 3, cout stars, and after that, cout x of 0. It will print for me the value that I take it from the user through the console screen. X of 1 the same, x of 2 same, and stars after that. And here in the main function, we use or we define integer data type, x of 3, and we use the name of the procedure. We send the name of the variable of the array, which is x. And print array data, we also give it the parameter x to print for us the values that we take it from the user through the console screen. And if you recognize here, we didn't do by ref. Why we didn't do by ref? Because the array by default is by reference. If I put by ref and sign now, the compiler will give me error. Array of reference is not allowed. It's not allowed to use unsigned or by reference with the array, because the array by default it's by reference. If we did run to this program, it should display for me this question, and after that I will give the values to the compiler to store it inside these variables that belong to the array. Please enter number 1, 10. Please enter number 2, 20. Enter number 3, 10. Compiler print for me 10, 20, 10 without using by reference, without using and mark, because the array by default is by reference. Why the array by default by reference? Because the array is series of variables together. Now we have array of 3, but tomorrow in future we have array of 1,000, array of 2,000, array of 5,000, array of 10,000. The compiler cannot do copy of all these variables that exist inside the array. For that, the array by default is by reference. So now let's get back to our slides. We have small homework. All right, our homework exactly like the previous lesson. Write a program using array and function to do the following. It's exactly the same like the previous lesson. Collect 3 values or 3 grades and give me the average. But I want you to create one procedure to display question to the user and read values or grades from the user and store it inside the variables that belong to the array, because we use array. And I want you to create a function, not a procedure, a function to print the values or the grades that we take it from the user through the console screen. Create a function to print or display on console screen the values or the grades that you take it from the user through the console screen, not a procedure, a function. All right. So now let's go to Visual Studio to see how we're gonna solve this homework solution. All right, this is our homework code. Has to include a stream using namespace td, and we have one procedure and one function. In the previous lesson, we have 2 procedures to solve this problem, but now we have one procedure and one function. So let's go to see what it's inside the first procedure. We have void read grades, and we create an array here. We have array of float grades of 3 because we want to collect 3 grades. Same that like the previous homework in the previous lesson. See out please enter grade 1, see in grade of, not x, this time I name it grades. So grades of 0, it will be stored the grade 1 inside this spot or inside this variable, and same for the second grade and third grade. This procedure just to what? The procedure just to read a data, read and store data inside the variable that belong to the array. But this time we didn't create a procedure to print or display on console screen the data that we take it from the user through the console screen. This time we use a function. We create a function. We have function from float data type. We name it collect average data, right, to know the data. And we create an array and we use it as a parameter for this function. Let's open this function, see what's inside it. Just one line of code. Look, the function always return one value. How we write it? We write it like this. Return, we use return keyword. Between 2 brackets or parentheses, we put the grades variables that already store inside it, the values that take it from the user through the console screen, grades of 0 plus grades of 1 plus grades of 2. All these variables that belong to the array between 2 brackets, don't forget to put them between 2 brackets, because according to priority, the compiler when come to do a math or logic for you or do the process inside this function, it will take first the priority, and the priority according to the BODMAS or BOMDAS, we say it starts from the left to right, and the first priority is for the brackets or the parentheses. So don't forget to put these variables with their values inside 2 brackets as we do it, and after that divided 3. Why divided 3? Because we have 3 grades or 3 marks. All right, and here in the main function, when you go to the main function, we define float data type, and I can declare a variable which is array of 3. Read grades, we call the name of the procedure and we give it the parameters grade, and this is just /n for the new line. And here we use cout object to print or display this string. The average grade is, we use the name of the function. We use the name of the function. Why? Because as we said, the name of the function or the function itself, it's derived data type. We said the function and array, they are derived data type. So when we use the name of the function, compiler will return for me the final result with the name of the function. Why it will be written with the name of the function? Because the name of the function is derived data type. It's like data type, it's like float, it's like integer. So when we use here the name of the function, it will be already stored inside it the final result of the function or of the process that's happened inside the function. And we give the function also a parameters, which is a grade and less than end line. If you did try into this program, it will give us the same result of the previous homework from the previous lesson. Grade, the compiler display for us the first question, please enter first grade. For example, we said 90, and the second grade it's 75, let's say, and the third grade it's 80. It should give me now 81.667 as the previous lesson. Perfect. The average grade is 81.667. What is different from the previous homework code and this code? Just the function. Before we use procedure to display or print on console screen the average of these grades, but this time in this lesson we use function to print or display the average of the 3 grades. So the function, as you see, retain one value. We let the function retain just one value, and the procedure just to read and store inside the variables that belong to the array the values. So here we have one procedure just to read, just to do one thing, input, and we have here one function to do output, process math with output. And in the next lesson we'll have array of structure, how to use array with the structure. All right, so I hope that you understand the structure very good, because it will help you to understand the next lesson. So that was the lesson of today, guys, array with functions. I'll see you next lesson. Ciao.